Okay, I'm disappointed this morning because I just discovered that the face that I found is upside down. And I can't turn it upright because if I do, the hole has to be 4 inches from here to the ceiling of the roof. And in order to do that, I'd have to cut the eyes off. And I'm not going to do that. So we're just going to have to leave it alone. I wish I had seen that when I discovered the face and all, but I just did not see it, and it's just too late. So anyway, and even if I did discover it, see, the hole would have been up here and it would have taken away from the nose, so that wouldn't have worked neither. So the best thing to do is just leave it alone as it is and have an upside down face. So anyway, that's okay. Maybe next time, I gotta train my eyes. Sometimes you gotta train your eyes with stuff, your hearing with stuff and everything. So I'm training my eyes. Next time I'm gonna be more aware when I'm looking at wood before I start wood turning it, hopefully, to see these knots where they are located. And sometimes you can make a pattern out of them as you're wood turning to be on that piece of art. So that's what I'll do next time. Let's see. Other than that, it's beautiful. I love it. So it'll just be upside down face. I need to sand that up some more. I got to make it really smooth. There's an area here that's not smooth, that's for sure, and on the outside and stuff like that. Then I have to make the bottom in a finial. It'll be a short finial. It's not going to be something sticks out long like the birdhouse ornaments I make. No, it's not going to be like that at all. It's going to be very short, but it'll still be a finial to, how would you say, I can't think this morning, I'm still tired, to beautify the piece. So we'll beautify the piece. We'll make it gorgeous. But other than that, it's beautiful. That wood has been hard to work along with since the tube is so long. The tube being so long is what is made it so tough for me. So, but that's okay. I love challenges. I love to be able to grow and mature and being able to discover new things I've never known before. So you understand and you know how to treat your wood and your wood turning, and the proper steps to take. So anyway, we'll get back at you later. I'm going to continue sanding on this before I can continue to do all I need to do, smooth it out and all that good stuff. So that's what we'll do. Okay, and I'll join back with you later. Gee, my little light bulb messed up. Okay, so I sanded. I make sure that I asked the questionnaire, make sure that it was okay. So I sanded the edge of the whole entrance for the birds to, I made it very silky smooth. There's a slight, it's so smooth, it's like butter. So, I sanded the edge part smooth also. So I asked AI make sure that was okay. It said it was fine. So I got it really smooth. They can't snag any feathers on there or anything. Even on the inside. Now, it's a little slightly lumpy on the inside, and that's fine. So, I had the feel of it to make sure everything's okay on the inside of the hole. So, it was easier for me. Now, I sanded on the inside of the cylinder to make sure that I got it on the round side part of the hole. On the inside part, make sure there's no splinters or snags or anything like that. But the walls are a little bit slightly rough on purpose. I don't remember every detail. My brain has to think about other things, and so and I got all these other things pulling me. I got to go to work, and I got to do this, that, and the other. So so anyway, getting back to the wood turning, I try to focus on what I need to do. There's a slight area there I need to take care of. I see when the light is shining on there. I'll get that in a minute. Anyway, like I told you before, the face is going to be upside down, and that's okay. We'll just have an upside down face, right? Okay, the roof is going to be up here. I need to make the holes slanting down this way, not up this way, because if they're up this way slanting down, then water will get in there, and we don't want that. We don't need them straight down, straight, in either. So we need them slanted this way. So that's what we're going to do. I got to find out the size of the drill bit, and then I'll mark it in 3 different areas and put vent holes. So I need vent holes to take care of the heat that comes inside of the birdhouse, especially in the summer. I'm sure it gets pretty hot up there in Michigan sometimes. So they deal with some extremely hot weather. I'm sure sometimes the temperatures could possibly even get hotter up there than down here where I live, although it gets hot. Now, the difference is the heat down here is a humidity heat that'll get you, that up in Michigan they don't have. In Michigan, they don't have the humidity we have down here, and I'm close to the Gulf. I'm close to the ocean. So there's humidity in the air, and it is a killer. I'll never forget one time, for example, I was in at a gas station or so. I was standing in line. There was some people behind me, and they were talking, and there's like, man, I can't wait until we get back home, in Arizona, because it's cooler there than it is here. And I was thinking to myself, I wasn't trying to listen in on them. They were right smack dab behind me, so I can hear their conversation, okay? So, anyway, I was thinking to myself, well, gee, Arizona gets higher temperatures than here in Alabama. What are they talking about? And all I can think of is dry. It's very dry in Arizona. They might have 118 or 118 degree temperature there, but their humidity is dry, so it doesn't feel as hot. Here, it might be 99 degrees, and we have this high humidity, and it is such a killer. It feels so freaking hot. It feels like you're in the oven about to die, okay? So, yeah, it gets pretty intensely hot here. It certainly does. So let's move this over a minute. Okay, no, it doesn't want to move. I got to pick it up. It wants to be stubborn. Okay, I had to add, sorry for the lighting in here. I had to add some glue here on this crack and this crack. Okay, it says 5/8 is optimal. It's the best. You can drill a little smaller vent holes, but this is the best. 3 of them near the top of the ceiling of the roof, which would be, the ceiling of the roof is going to come down here. And I'm in a dilemma, and I've been trying to figure out if there's a way I could take the top on and off. So anyway, we're going to do the vent holes. They have to be slanted. And I hope this will work, okay? Just a second, I'll get my tailstock on and see if I can get this kind of held down in place a little bit so that it doesn't move, get squirrely on me. So I don't have anything in the tailstock. I'm just trying to get it to where it won't move. And this is the only way it'll move, just slightly. So I'm going to see if I can drill a hole in there. If not, if I have trouble with it being on lathe, I may have to take it off. Well, I got to move it down some. I'm not that tall, my goodness. Put it right there so I have the convenience of... It's a beautiful birdhouse, though. It really is gorgeous. Make sure y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay, there's one pilot hole. I mean, vent hole, excuse me, pilot hole. So I spaced them out best I could. It may not be perfectly spaced apart, but it's okay. Get that one over here so I can get this one. Now I do have it same distance from here to here. So I may not have it spaced out from here to here and from here to the next one perfectly, but I got it the same distance down. Alright, we got the vent holes, whatever you want to call them, ventilation. We got the mouth and the face. It's going to end up being upside down. That's so funny. Isn't that funny? That is so neat though. That is really cool. I've shaped it down some here. I still got to work in this area. It's a little bit rough feeling. And I want to show you something. I'll tell you what, it sure is not as cold as it was yesterday. Yesterday, it got a little chilly. I had to wear a pullover long sleeve shirt, and it was probably in the low 50s, and it was kind of windy. It was rough. But tonight, it's 69 degrees tonight. Isn't that great? Look at that. That's Ollie's gift to me. The wind chimes with the hummingbirds. It lights up at night. Isn't that so cool? I just want to show you that. That is so beautiful. Thank you once again, Ollie. If you watch this video, thank you. That is so gorgeous and so thoughtful of you. Thank you. Woohoo! So, anyway, we'll get back to this wood turning. I wanted to show you that. I just got home. I'm tired. I take a Benadryl. Sometimes I have to take a Benadryl because I have an allergic reaction or something. So in the middle of the night, I take this Benadryl knowing good and well it's going to make me drowsy. It lasts for all day today. I felt like I just woke up today. All day. I felt so tired. It always affects me like that. It makes me so drowsy. So, but anyway, I get home and I get so excited about my wood turning that even though I'm drowsy, I still try to just push through it. And I gotta cook too. I'm hungry. Hungry. So anyway, we gotta fix that up. I don't know what happened to my little light bulb. Anyway, we'll be back in a little bit. I gotta figure out how I want to do the bottom and putting a finial on there. Alright, we'll talk to you in a bit. Okay, I have had a really hard time trying to figure out. I've been brainstorming. I went to sleep. Just going back through everything, reiterating. So anyway, I get up this morning and I was thinking about it, and I thought, what if I take this piece, because I want to be able to have access to open this up so that it can be cleaned out. Because if you can't ever clean it out, the birds might not ever use it again after it gets messy, okay? So we want to be able to open this up, but we want to be able to have it where it closes so you can hang it up. So I thought, what if I take this piece, cut it off. Let's see. This is fitting. This is fitting right. Okay. I can't even think right. Okay. What if I cut this piece off at least just above this hole, okay? At least have it the width of about here. If it goes to the hole, I'll re-drill it a little bit to make sure that this ventilation hole or vent hole goes all the way up, even if it goes in here. But what I want to do is have... I'm sorry, I'm not talking well this morning. I'm still waking up. What if I have it... Okay. I'm going to have to definitely edit this. I can't talk. Okay, if I have this, I'm going to have to put this back on the chuck. I'll have to put it back on the faceplate, actually. I'll have to take the faceplate back off here, put it on here, put this back on the lathe so that I can bring it down some, because it's not going to fit in this hole properly. That's what I'm getting at. It's not fitting in the hole properly. The hole is not perfectly round. So I can't get it to fit snug so that I can just use that as taking the top on and off. It will not do that. It won't work. So what I have to do is take a piece that's about yay long, cut it yay long off, glue it onto the bottom of here, insert it temporarily. I'll take the tailstock and I'll put a piece of paper towel on the end of this so that it doesn't get scarred, and I'll sit on here, press it on so I can temporarily hold it on, okay? So I can drill a hole on each side and insert like a dowel. I got a thicker dowel somewhere. Insert a dowel so the dowel can be taken on and off. So you can take it in and out, is what I'm saying. So you can take the top on. I mean, you can put the dowel in to secure the top, and so it's on, and then you can take the dowel out and take the top off so you can clean it out, right? That's the only thing I can think of to do, because everything else is not working. And then later on, I have to drill some holes down here of some drain holes so that the animals' excremental waste and stuff like that and all that kind of drains out. Or if any water does get in the tube, it drains out through the holes in the bottom. Okay, we'll see when we cross that bridge. So anyway, I just want to explain all that to you. I apologize for going around the tourist route with the explanation to you. And I will see about doing that, okay? And I'll join back with you in a few. Alright, I just discovered that I'm going to have to make it lower, and it's going to start covering the holes, and I'll just have to re-drill the holes, that's all. The vent holes. Down into this wood some. So I'll have to do that before I drill the regular holes for the pins or the dowels. Right? That's all I know to do. That's just not going to be enough room for me to put the pins in. So let's cut it off. Okay, I think we got it. I had messed up because I had measured to fit it on here, and I can't do that because it has to be inside the tube, so I had to grind it down with the Dremel. So anyway, I'm going to glue it in, and you know what? I saved this coffee can for some reason, and now I got I can put this in here because, you know, the tip and the finial sticking out and stuff. So I can put it upside down, because obviously I can't put it flat on the table, right? So I'm gonna glue it on with some regular Loctite Bond. I like to use Loctite, but I think it'd be better to use some regular Tite Bond glue. It doesn't want to come out very well. Stop up a little bit somewhere. I might have to take that tip off. There it goes. Okay, that's better. Make sure that baby's glued on. Now I know there's nothing in the center, but I'm just trying to glue the thing on. That's all. I don't care. I'm not trying to be exactly precise. Anyway, let's get this on here. I gotta make sure it's centered best I can too. Wow, I got it soupy. Soupy. Wow. Way too much. I got a little bit wild about that, didn't I? Make sure that it sticks together. I just want to make sure it sticks together. I want to make sure I have enough glue. That's all. I got way too much, didn't I? Got carried away with it. You know what? I really need to wipe that up. This damp rag, because when I put the Gorilla Clear Glue on there, I don't want all that dried up on there. Now, I don't know what this damp rag is going to do to it. It might mess something up with this thing, because this thing has been cracking, you know, at times. I wait a day or two. Now, the good thing is, I think most of the cracks that are going to form, for now anyway, have formed, because last night, all throughout tonight until today, there were no more cracks showing up, which is very good news. Maybe it's finally settled down and stopped throwing a temper tantrum. Let me see. That's going to glue in very nicely. Very well. Good and sturdy, and it'll be good and strong, so that when and it's not really necessarily that important that I get glue down in here neither. I'm sorry I don't finish my sentences sometimes. Start talking about something, then I change it. Right in the middle of the sentence, don't I? That's not good. Anyway, regardless. Boy, that's going to glue on there so well. Okay, that's pretty centered. That thing is already gluing in there like if it were Loctite glue already. It's just soaking up in there. It just really, that's very good. Hey, baby, what are you doing? Baby. Baby. You're not going to talk to me this morning? Why not? Baby. What are you doing? Okay, I got you. Anyway, we're going to let this dry, and then we'll go forward and do what I'm thinking on doing, and hopefully it'll go ahead and work. Now, the only other thing is that it's not sticking down very much, which presents a little bit of a problem. I only have a narrow window of room to drill a hole in and put a dowel Very narrow. So I probably should have made it even wider. The only reason I didn't was because of the vent holes. But that's not really a big deal because I can just drill on into this. So it's not a big deal. So I don't know what I was thinking. Some beautiful wood right there. I wish it didn't form the cracks because I don't like having to put Loctite glue on there and discolor the wood. But oh well, it is what it is, right? Okay, and we'll see you in a bit. So let's bring this over here. I got to sit down a minute because I have to measure, put where I'm going to put the holes to put the pins in, or the dowels. Let's see, where is that stick? Where is, it won't hurt to put this on here because it's going to be removed anyway. But, you know, to my chagrin, I got to sit down a minute. I accidentally, let me take that back out. All right, don't fall now. Okay, to my chagrin, I accidentally made this circle too large, like I was saying before, and I made it to fit this area, which is like, no, that's not what I wanted to do. It has to go inside of the hole of the tube so that I can drill through it, through the tube into this to put the pin. So I had to redo that. So I shaved it down with Dremel like I told you earlier. So we got that. I don't know why I took that off, because you know what? I have to have it back on so I can... I do the dumbest things sometimes. I don't think. I'm not thinking properly. Might be the weather. I don't know. Might be the wind. But you know, if it's snug like that, I just don't trust it to continue to hold it, you know, and it might blow in the wind and stuff like that. So we have to make sure that it is cogent, that it is strong, that it is firm, that it is held there in place so it doesn't come apart and this part falls to the ground or something like that. And if there's some baby birds in there and the mommy in there, I mean, they don't want their house to be falling in and fall to the ground. It would destroy everything, probably kill them. So we're gonna mark, where am I? Let me turn this thing up. I have to lay this down so that I can see where I need to mark it. Ow. Let's see. I wish I had brought it down more, actually, and then not worry so much about these holes, these pilot holes. I keep saying pilot hole. These vent holes. Because I'm just going to drill back into the wood, that's all. It's not going to be a big deal. I can't find my bit anywhere right now, neither. That's aggravating to me when those things happen. Let's see. That's so funny that face is upside down. I wish it was upside right. I wish it was upright. But it's not, so I know I said that before. I'm just expressing my frustration. I don't know that I can do that. I don't know. That is just almost on the edge of it. I'm going to have to do it slanted. Because of the roof. It's going to go against the roof a little bit. And I don't... Let's see. The opposite of that is... here. Ooh, that's not a good spot. It doesn't... I'll just put the pin over here. It doesn't matter. Right? It doesn't matter that it's not exactly opposite. It just matters that we have it where it's not going to come off and separate. We can put the pins in, right? That's all we need to do. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna have to drill it while it's on here too. And I'll probably have to do that off camera because I don't know that I can do that and hold this piece properly. I gotta make sure. Let me get this little hammer. That is beautiful. That's a beautiful birdhouse, I tell you. Now, I may need to start with a smaller bit, though. I'm sure that will dance around this hole, and it will create a hole where I don't want it to be and enlarge it, and that would not be good. That would be a mess. Let's get a smaller drill bit. I'll try to do this on camera. Let's do this longer. I'll tell you what. I'm amazed at how much I use this drill. Absolutely amazed. I need to be able to have it in the light. That is... This is going to hit right there at the roof. Just wanted to be able to stick it in there. That's right. Okay. So now I got to figure out how long I want these to be. This one. Okay, and I'll clean those holes up in a little bit. This is exciting. To finally get this to the point of finalizing the piece. Whoa, now, I don't need you falling again. I don't need that. Alright, I'll be back. I gotta cut this. Cooperate. Alright, I'll be back. I'm gonna finish this up. Y'all got the idea of what I'm doing. I just wanted to film that. Make sure that if anybody wants to, you know, do their own birdhouse, and they... hopefully they'll be smart enough to go ahead and make a tenant and make it properly. And maybe their hole in the tube will be round. It will be running true, and they'll be able to do it another way. Okay, we got it. Okay, we got it. When pull this out, put it back in. Same thing with this one. This one's a little, yeah, that's fine. If this one has to go a little bit more at an angle, that roof is bumping, so it has to be like you push up on it at the edge of the roof a little bit and then push in. But hey, we got it. And it's not hanging out too, it's there, but it's a little bit unseeming, or, you know, but it is what it is, okay? We got it, so it will hang up. We don't have to worry about the roof coming, separating from the birdhouse itself. So I'm going to sand these holes up some. Make it look real nice. And I might just round these off. I don't know. Ha! That's funny. So I got to take that one out and just get it out. That's hilarious. But at least it works. That's all we want. We got it. We finally got it. I'm so excited we got it. Woohoo! Yes. Now I'll drill these out. And I'll be back. I'm just going to drill these back out. I got to find my bit and all that good stuff. And then I will join back with you as soon as I figure out how I want to do the finial. All right. Okay, I cut a section off of a piece of a small log of the cedar. And what I think that I want to do is go ahead and just put it on the spur drive so I can make a tenon on one end of it and then glue it in on the other end of the birdhouse. Where did I put that thing? I've been sanding on some stuff, so okay, it's looking a little rough right now. Okay, so there's the bottom end with the I had on the face plate, so I'm thinking I'm gluing it on the bottom here. I might need to see if I can cut that smoother though, because it's, you see that area over there, that's not good. I'm not worried about the little holes where the screws went and stuff. I'm not worried about that. So so that's what I'm planning on doing. I might just see if I can cut it a little bit smoother than that. And then glue, after I rough this out a little bit, form the tenon, rough it out, and then I'll glue it on there. Add the wood on there, there is a big problem though. It does have a nice big crack right there. So most of the biggest part of it is on the outside. I'm going to take off, so we're going to bring it down some and see if we can work along with it. Okay, I have the extra piece glued on here. I didn't wait for hours and hours. I probably waited at least an hour, if not longer, hour and a half or something like that. And I just worked on sanding this a little bit. I'll probably sand it a little more with a smoother grit of sandpaper later on. But anyway, I need to shape this, and I'm not sure how I want to shape it. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank today. So anyway, and LP called me earlier, said that cold weather's coming again. It's gonna get in the 30s down here, which is nothing to the north. I understand y'all northerners get that really cold stuff. 30s is probably t-shirt weather to you. That's fine. I see people wear t-shirts. My dad, you know what? My dad, when we used to live in Virginia, when I was little, I thought he was such a strong man, because I'd go out there, I'll be all dressed up and I have my boots on and stuff, my jacket on, and cold snow, and I get so cold. He'd walk out there in just a t-shirt. I thought, man, my dad is amazing. How in the world does he do that? I thought he was an amazing man. So, you know, it just reminds me of little things like that. You know, when you're a little kid, things like that are just amazing to you. It's you know, it's fascinating. You could be fascinated with a leaf or something for an hour, where, you know, when you grow up, it doesn't fascinate you anymore, right? So, you know, things would be. Is that a red bird? There's a red bird out here. You know, I wonder. Talking about birds and building this birdhouse, you probably are not going to be able to see him. He'll probably fly off the closer I get to him. He's way up in the bushes over here. Way up in the bushes. Let me see how close I can walk to him. So anyway, I wonder if they will go in birdhouses like that. He flew up there. He flew up on the branches. Oh, he's way up there at the top of the branch there. I don't know that you can see. Whoop! I ran into the logs. I was looking up the whole time. I about tripped over the logs out here. So anyway, but I just wonder if they will nest in tree houses like this. I know bluebirds will and stuff like that. Maybe chickadees or whatever you call them. I don't know all the names of birds. I'm not into birds that much. So I think that's pretty cool though. You know, we have hummingbirds that come over here. I'm sure y'all do at a certain time of the year up north also. I had a hummingbird feeder next to my window in my bedroom so that I can look right out at them because they were close up to the window, so I can get real close and look at them. Very beautiful. And when we lived in Panama Canal Zone in Central America, it's jungle down there, okay? It's not woods, it's jungle, so it's very thick, and you have these very tall trees, and it's covered with a lot of, you know, jungle. It's just covered, it's really thick, so you got to use a machete to cut a path out and stuff sometimes and things like that. But anyway, regardless, they have hummingbirds down there that are absolutely gorgeous, absolutely stunning. And when I was younger there, when we lived there, my brothers, my oldest brother-in-law got us into collecting butterflies. So they have a plethora of species down there, butterflies, and they're absolutely beautiful. So my oldest brother, he's a botanist and entomologist. He went to college. He's at Mississippi State. He lives in Mississippi, so he went to Mississippi State, and he's got a collection of butterflies. And he also has some in the Smithsonian. So, you know, he has butterflies that nobody has ever caught. He has new species of butterflies. So anyway, well, getting back to the hummingbird, I remember seeing a hummingbird one day, and I've never seen them stopped and sitting there on a branch. And he was on a branch of some sort, banana tree or something. They have a lot of banana trees down there. It's very tropical. So, and I thought, that is strange, you know. He must be tired because I've never seen them like that. They're always like flying around, their wings going 90 to nothing, you know. And so I thought I could probably catch them, and I probably could have, but I didn't. I left them alone. Absolutely beautiful. Their wing colors are stunning. They're just beautiful colors. So anyway, I didn't mean to get off subject. Let's get back to this. I'm gonna wood turn it. Got a little bit of a crack trying to show up here and there on this wood, and even on the top still to this day. I had an old crack that I had covered up, and it started cracking again a little bit, so I get a little bit concerned about this. So that's because it's green wood apparently, but we're gonna get it together. Let's do this. This is fun. I just thought it'd be interesting to make a bell on the bottom, but I don't think I'll be able to. But I just thought about that. That would be pretty cool, huh? That would be pretty cool. That would be cool. That is so cool. That stuff is so fascinating to me. Thinking on doing hold on a second. Let me look at this, because it's a little rough on the edge right there, because it's where the screws used to be. I need to fill that in and work with it. That's rough. All of that is rough. What I wanted to do is go ahead and shape the rest of this and then glue it on here with this off. So I think I'll do that anyway. And before I do, I'm going to pull this out a little more. Once I get it glued back on, I don't know. Do not know. That might work neither. I was honestly thinking on gluing it back on and see if I can get it back on here while this piece is still on the lathe, because that is so rough. That is so rough. You see that? Now it can be done, like I said, but where's that piece of wood?
time, I made 2 decisions that radically changed my life for the better. One, I quit drinking. And 2, I learned how to embrace life.
Let's go ahead and break it off. I think it'll be okay to break off at this point. And it is broken off. Look at here. Woo-wee! Everything want to fall on my feet. Okay, I will sand that up. And then we'll have to make the holes at the bottom for drainage. Alright, y'all still there? I've been working with this thing all day. I've been sanding it by hand and stuff. I need to put some holes in it. It says 1/4 inch hole, 4 corners of the bottom for drainage. So the moisture or water gets in there, it comes out, right? It doesn't stay in there. It keeps it kind of dry. So, I'm sorry for the lighting around here. It's nighttime now. Anyway, I'm going to use a smaller bit. I got to use a 1/4 inch bit. I got a 1/4 inch bit ready. But I like to start with a smaller bit, so it doesn't dance off of the spot I'm trying to put it. So, I'm holding it with my feet so that it won't move. Right? Oh, no. Sorry about that. So anyway, got one hole. Make sure y'all can see. I'm sorry about this. I mean, maybe I shouldn't do this on the camera. Ugh. I'm gonna pull this one in. Whoa, this one's trying to dance. Let's put this one over here a little bit. It looks like it's... Okay, we got... It's a good thing I started with smaller bits. It would have been dancing all over the place. Oh no, don't be falling. So, yeah, there's more to a birdhouse than meets the eye. There's no doubt about it. And most people who make birdhouses online and stuff, they're not making them big enough. Not for real life. Okay? Not wood turn. Wood turn, they have to be at least 10 to 12 inches long. I'm not talking about to the finial. I'm talking about without the finial. They have to be quite tall. So I never knew that. I doubt y'all can see this. I am so sorry. Let me see if I can... I gotta be able to hold it with my feet. Let me back this chair up. Excuse my mess. So... Anyway. Whoa. I found that if you push on it some while you turn it on, then it keeps it from wanting to dance off the thing. Whoa, that one wanted to dance. That one was not good. Make sure they're all okay. We got the holes in it. I think that's all I need to do, but I got to sand it up, especially that one area where it started dancing right here. Started to dance off the hole over to the side there. It started to scar it right there, so I got to fix that. I don't like that. All right, and I'll be back. I went ahead and decided to put an ice screw in the top. And my only other concern, now I drilled a hole in it. I didn't just screw it in, or it would have probably split the wood. It'd be too much pressure. Cedar wood seems to split easily when it's green, especially. I'm sure any wood would do like that. So I went ahead and put this eye screw in there. It's a 1/2 inch across the eye. And it's very, very solid in there. I mean, I can unscrew it. Sometimes I have to have some pliers when it's down in there to get it unscrewed. So I want to be able to have it to where when it's hung up, the front of the tube will be facing front. You know what I'm talking about. So when the string is put through there, then it'll be hanging up and the front will be seen. So, and I can't do that right now since I put Gorilla Clear glue on there, on the body of it, on the tube. So I have to wait until tomorrow to get some more Gorilla Clear glue so I can finish the top. But that's a good thing, so I can wait and see if any cracks try to start up again. The main one is this crack. This crack has cracked open like 3 or 4 times. And I've glued it 3 or 4 times. All the way underneath. So hopefully it'll hold together now. But we'll see. And we'll just wait, because only time will tell what's going on with things. So we'll wait and see how it goes. And then we'll go from there. All right, but it's pretty much finished, except that I need the final coating on here. I'll have to put another coating on because the wood is soaking up the Gorilla Clear glue. It's just absorbing it like a sponge right now. And so it's dry areas, and so it'll need another coating. So anyway, and like I said before, I did research about all this to make absolutely certain it was safe. Even the Loctite glue is safe. I mean, you don't want to put it on there and then 24 hours later you try to have birds go in there and try to do a nest, because the fumes have not, you know, left and, you know, they're still around in the birdhouse and stuff. You want it to clear. So it's going to be way more than 24 hours anyway, so I'm not worried about that. So after that, it should be good to go. All right, and we will see you when I get it finished. And I'm so excited. This is so awesome. This project has taken a while to do because I have really had a tough time in making the tenon and everything. But anyway, I'll tell you all that in the end. All right, and I hope y'all are doing well. We'll see you in a little bit when I get everything together and I make the ending video. Woohoo! We have it finished. Isn't this awesome? This is absolutely stunning. I am just so happy about this. It really turned out very well. I'm just like gobsmacked, okay? I don't know what word to describe it right now. My brain just gets blank sometimes. I get so excited about things. But anyway, it's a good thing that I waited for a long time before I made this, because the troubles that I did run into, the roadblocks, I would have made the thing, but I think back when I was thinking about making one, I would not have done the research that I did now. And so it was good that I did not make one. It would not have, served the purpose of birds really nesting in there and everything. So anyway, I don't know that I said it in the video. I may have, but bluebirds do not nest in houses. They nest on branches of trees and stuff. So that's why they never mention bluebirds. So I'm a dummy. I know somebody else knows out there about birds and stuff. So anyway, I don't know everything in life. Now I had to change the pins out because after it dried and settled down, the wood settled down and everything, the holes were loose, and so I had to change the pins out and do larger dowel pins. Anyway, we got it. It's absolutely beautiful. I had to lay it down. I laid it down on the egg crate. Anyway, it's beautiful. I got to clean up a little bit because I had to do just a tad of drilling to get these bigger dowels in. It's absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. Now, I was thinking on trying to see if I could hang it up outside, but it's nighttime now. And I decided to go ahead and do this video because my internet is down. I was trying to do the clips to put the video together, and I got a good portion of it together, and it is extremely long. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I want to split it into 2 parts or just leave it as one long video this time. So I have a good mind to maybe just leave it alone as one long video. So anyway, this thing is heavy too. I know I'm holding it with my hand right down here, but it's pretty heavy. I can't do it for a very long time. My hand will get tired. My arm will get tired. So this, I measured it from up here to down here, and it's approximately 21 inches from top to bottom. That is tall. I might put a little more Gorilla Clear Glue right there. It looks like it's dried out right there. Anyway, it's absolutely stunning. It's beautiful. The finial at the bottom, I love the finial at the bottom. It turned out beautiful. Let me see if I can hold it with one hand like this. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. The color is stunning. It's superlative. It's beautiful. I have like a couple of coatings of the Gorilla Clear Glue on there, so it makes it nice and shiny and beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's not perfect by any means, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Wow, it is beautiful. So I do have, where did I put that thing? I do have a hook that came from the bird feeder that I have. Let me put this thing down. My arm's tired already. It's starting to get tired. And it can be put on that eye screw. Like that. If a person wanted to do that. So, I mean, it doesn't have to put a string through it and tie it around a branch somewhere. Whatever you want to do, you know. However, the dowels come out, but it's a little bit of a catch to it because one of them comes out easily. So I think what you have to do, once you get the holes lined up properly, because you can't have this turned around to the wrong hole. You have to have them at the correct holes. You take that one out, and you kind of, well, it's kind of hard to do. It is kind of, push up. Oh, it doesn't want to come out now. It's making me out to be a liar. Well, you know what? I'll get them out with pliers. So it'll come right out. You can get some pliers, okay? Dish, you can get some pliers. Pull it right on out, right? It might be aggravating to get it in sometimes too, but you can push them back in. And for the most part, you're probably just going to leave them in, right? Hang it up. Do whatever you want to with it. Okay, that's not lined up. That's got to be pushed down and lined up properly. Okay, that one doesn't want to go in. It's being stupid. There it goes. Okay, that one's being a little stubborn. You got to wiggle it just right to get it to go in. So you might have an aggravating time doing that. And I apologize for that. That's the only thing I knew to do at this point. I couldn't make a tenon. I couldn't make whatever. They have other things you can do, and I don't know everything. I don't know all the genre or the language that goes along with all the wood turning things that people do. I just know I love wood turning. So anyway, I'm going to try to keep this short because this is a very long video. I don't know how long it's going to be. It's probably going to be almost 2 hours long, and that is extremely long. And I deeply apologize. I am so sorry about that. So anyway, I hope y'all are doing well. I'm so excited to get this birdhouse out, and I'm so excited and ecstatic to be able to give it Dish Outdoors because this fits her name perfectly, right? She loves the outdoors. That'll go well with you, right? There's your upside down face. Let's turn it like this a minute. So you can turn it like that if you want to. There you go. Isn't that beautiful? It's gorgeous. Too bad. Too bad I didn't discover that before I drilled the hole. Too bad. But that's okay. I mean, it's still fine. I think it worked out well. I think it worked out perfectly well. You know, there's a silver lining in everything, right? You just got to look for it. Anyway, it's heavy. It's real. It's not a fake, you know, manufactured birdhouse. It's got everything you need. It's got the vent holes at the bottom. I mean, the drain holes at the bottom. The vent holes at the top. So I did everything you're supposed to do as far as I know. I got the measurement of the floor is probably 4.5 inches from each end. If not a little more than that. So I got it, you know, they say 4 to 5 inches or so. So I got plenty of room down there, in there, on the floor of this. So the birds have enough room. They're not going to get all squished in there and, you know. So anyway, I hope y'all are doing well. I hope y'all are smiling because I'm smiling with you. And I smile. I love to share smiles with you. It just makes me so happy. Thank you so much. And for coming to my channel all this time. So anyway, y'all have a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, wonderful week. I know it took a while to get this video out. I had an extremely hard time, as you know, with the top and hollowing it out all the way. When I turned it around, it just kept coming apart and everything. So anyway, we got it for the most part. It's done. And I hope you enjoyed the video. And I hope you have a wonderful evening. We got it. We got it. Woohoo! That is awesome. That is awesome sauce. That is beautiful. That is absolutely gorgeous. And like I said before, I'm going to put a little bit more of the Gorilla Clear Glue on there, because it looks like it's kind of dried out right there. We gotta keep that like it's shiny and soft and beautiful. Now, I put some in these holes also, but it's kind of, you know, this one's a little bit bigger of a vent hole than it should be. That's okay. It'll be all right. So, anyway, y'all take care of yourselves, and we'll get something else going. Man, that thing is heavy. All right. And never give up. Never ever give up, okay? And you have every reason to look at life as the cup half full. Beauty from ashes. All right, well, all right. Y'all have a good night, and we will see you next time, okay? All right. Bye-bye.
Whoa, Black Betty, Bam-a-lam, whoa, Black Betty, Bam-a-lam, she's from Birmingham.